Alright, in this one we're going to be doing a tour of the Maple Lodge campsite. I realized that I hadn't done a tour video earlier, so this is as good a time as any. I'm going to start with the map on Karat's site of Maple Lodge, the campsite. You'll notice it's in several general big areas. For example, the picnic area, pier, and the cabin itself, which comprises several rooms and 2 floors. It's kind of when it's off in its own area. They could probably make a small map of just that, to be honest. And you've got the lights, but the pier itself isn't the best lit. You do have the cursed possessions aren't in one area for this medium-sized map. So you've got the music box on the porch, along with number 2 video camera. So if you've got the ghost in the picnic area, you can possibly use that camera number 2 to keep track of it. You've got the summoning circle on the bottom floor of the cabin itself. You could have the power box on the near end of around the corner from the cabin on the pier. And then lastly, you can have the monkey paw on the end of the actual pier. Then moving along, you've got the northeast path that includes that area, and it goes to the storage tents. The fuse box generator in this case actually could be on either side of storage tent number 2, so the near side or the far side. If you happen to actually have the ghost, say the picnic area or the cabin, and you've got the generator on the far side of storage tent number 2, that's a lot of walking just to keep turning on and off the generator. You keep going south past the storage tents. You've got a gray tent, and then you've got the bathhouses. You do have a entrance area that's where the beginning of the map. There is a video camera number 1, so if you get the ghost in the entrance area or possibly around the bathhouses, you might be able to use number 1 to your advantage. You can have the power box on the far side of the bathhouse, and then you can have the Ouija board in the closet between. The male toilets is the entrance on the north side, the female ones on the south side. On the east side is the entrance to that closet. You can loop a ghost around that area pretty well, although it's been reported that if you have the generator on the bathhouse, you may not be able to easily loop the ghost around. And then as you move up to back to the entrance, you got a yellow tent, you got a blue tent. The mirror is in the blue tent. And then going along the side, eventually going to the upper left hand, which is the campfire area, the campfire that you can light and it can be blown out. The voodoo doll, if it's there, will be next to the campfire. You could have the generator next to the campfire, or you could keep going to the northeast and you could have the generator on the near side of storage tent number 2. And then you've got the game tent and whatnot. You've got some tents towards the middle and the central path area. The red and the green tent, and then the black tent's actually entrances on the north path. So you've got a whole bunch of tents sort of in the middle of the map. Yeah, that's pretty much what you got there. I forgot to mention the table on the north side of the white tent is where you have the voodoo dolls. And just like with Camp Woodwind, you've got strings of lights between essentially telephone poles. And you sometimes have to look for where the switch is to turn those on or off. So, yeah, basically a bigger version of Windward in the original campsite. It can be a lot of fun, but it also has a lot of unique challenges from these outdoor maps. So, alright, so we're going to take a look at the actual Maple Lodge campsite. I'm going to take along a strong flashlight. I've made the ghost friendly, so I don't have to worry about hunts. See, you pop out, then you go to the right, and you've got the entrance. So here's the entrance area. Here's the bathhouse, going past a few picnic tables. So, and we do have the generator. Now notice how the generator, if it's in this spot, it completely blocks the backside, being able to go around the, oh no, you can actually. Just makes it a little more difficult. I learn something new every day. And then here would be the Ouija board in the closet on the east side, if it was here. I'm going around the far side here. Keep in mind, you'll see like a lot of balls in this area, and you'd be going along the central path if I continued straight, or towards the north and the northeast. You got like the gray tent here. Now, keep in mind, these kitty tents, even though you can get in them to hide, the ghosts normally can't go in these. So we're gonna use the gray tent and keep moving. And here's the northeast pass. And we got the sunrise weather here, so actually this will be helpful. And here's the picnic area. And then you can see you got the light switch, the strings of lights. It lights up the picnic area pretty well. At the same time, depending on the weather, it'd be a real pain in the butt if those lights are broken. Anyways, the monkey paw would be here on a cooler at the end of the actual pier. And then you've got this side pier area here. But this is considered part of part of the pier area, not the picnic area or the cabin itself. You can see, oh, there's camera number 2 up in the corner there. And, oh, remember the key is at the welcome mat in case you can't get in. So, yep, here's the first floor of the cabin. Your TV, if you hear the staticky, you'll know what's in here. And the summoning circle would be here if you had the summoning circle. Then you go upstairs and you got the second floor. I believe you can hide on the far side of the bed if you want to. I think it blocks line of sight if I'm not mistaken. Then you get stuck over there pretty easily. It has a balcony, which I'm assuming is just part of the second floor cabin. Then it's also got a bathroom. If you've got a ghost in this area, it's often can be pretty isolated, so if you actually need it to wander some, it'd be more of a pain in the butt. There's also not the greatest amount of places to hide over here. You can run into the cabin and up the stairs. You've got it out here, or vice versa. But if you hear a lot of stuff being knocked around over here, you know it's the picnic area. Because you've got more bowling pins and balls and whatnot. It can be pretty crazy if you've got a poltergeist, because it'll knock around a lot of the toys and stuff in some of these areas. Ooh. I turn on the shower in the bathhouse. We're going back to the entrance, but this time going to the left. Oh, be active over there. Here's the blue tent. If you had the mirror, it'd be over here, which we don't. Keep going around. You've got a little bit of a path here into, I think this is the kitty area here. More games and toys. See the red tent right here. Keep going, you've got, I believe this is the food tent right here. Then there's a campfire here. If you had the voodoo doll, it would be right along here, against one of these log benches. Here's the games tent right across right here, and then continuing east-northeast. Oh, you'd have the tarot cards on this table if we had them. Actually, I think we've looked at every spot, so I'm really not sure where the I'm not sure where... Oh, you know what? I bet we have the music box back at the cabin. I totally forgot to mention that. So, now keep in mind you've got storage tent number 2 blocks being able to get between the northeast area and the north area. So you may actually have the generator on one side or the other of this tent. But you have to come all the way around the campfire area. Back out. On higher difficulties where your sandy is really draining, this can be a laborious process. Very tedious. Back to the bathhouses. The tent, so I'm going to go back to the picnic area and check out the porch of the cabin, see if the music box is there. I didn't spot any others, so it could be there. Okay, I don't think I see the music box here, so I'm kind of at a loss for cursed position. Unless I disabled them. Not sure why I would do that. There are lanterns in various places to provide lights, but they're still connected to the generator, I think. Although there's some camping stoves here and there, so those aren't actually connected to the generator and they don't count, I don't think. Yeah, no Ouija board. Okay, I figured that. Finding a bone can be really obnoxious on this too. Definitely don't have the mirror. Just making a couple of passes here. Keep in mind you've got 2 different ways to get to the campfire area. You've got the central path and you've got the smaller path that goes to the kitty area. No doll. No tarot cards. I'm not really sure then. Ooh. I think it turned off the shower, okay. Anyways, I'm back at the truck, and basically that's Maple Lodge campsite.